ShartimusPrime. Reading comics, toys are hella sick, hella whacking it. Taking bad hits, taking back hits. Subscribe.
Guys, watch the ShartimusPrimes and we get the movie comparison. Hey, what's up you guys? ShartimusPrime here doing another Marvel Legends figure review on the Marvel Legends Infinite Series Ant-Man movie wave Ultron Build-A-Figure. If you're trying to pick up this wave, you can get it bigger.
Big. Get your big badass toys at BigBadToyStore.com. Click the link in the description below.
Big thanks again to Mr. Phil's. Yeah, that's right. Without Mr. Phil's help, I would not be able to do all these videos on these figures from this wave. He basically found the wave, bought it, and then shortly after I asked him if I could borrow it to review. So if you've been enjoying my reviews, you have him to thank. Check out his Instagram below. Alright, so we're going to build this guy. We got the left leg came with Grim Creeper. The right leg came with Giant Man. We get the right arm that came from Tiger Shark. Left arm came from Bulldozer. And then the torso came from Wasp. And then this one came from the movie Ant-Man figure. Alright, let's get to it. Away, take us away, Bumblebee! Okay, so add the head. That's the easiest part. This torso is very light, by the way. I need to mention that. Very light, hollow torso. Then click the arm in there, and click the arm in there, and then legs. And now the legs are actually the trickier part to get attached right here, but nope, they snap right in. And there it goes. So here he is all completed, and I do like this figure. I don't think this is a great Build-A-Figure, but I really still like the figure a lot. Not only because of my lowered expectations, because remember, it wasn't that long ago when these little things were our Build-A-Figure. It's just that I feel like this figure really represents how Ultron looked in the Age of Ultron movie. I think they did a great job of capturing the likeness and the resemblances and the details that were in the character from the movie. However, you know, as you can see on the back of it, there's a lack of paint, and there's some other things with the sculpting that kind of bother me. But anyway, let's take a closer look at this guy. I really think Hasbro nailed it on this head sculpt. I just really like it a lot. I just feel like this is the Ultron from the movie that I wanted to see in action figure form, and here it is. You get all these nice little details around the mouth area over here. You know what, they always bug me? I always wish he didn't have lips for the movie version. Like if he just had a mouth or something and you could just hear him talking, it would have been really creepy. Yeah, I thought that would have been awesome, but anyway. You see the top of the head has a lot of nice sculpted lines in there. I really like the silver paint, man. It really reflects light well. This figure does look best in lower lit settings. I mean, you can see some of the plastic gray right over here, and then on the back of the head, less paint. Even just on the head sculpt itself, you can see there's more of that grayish color than the silver color, which is kind of a trip. So yeah, I guess they really have to like pinch when it comes to the paint on these. I want to say you look puffy. I really think the sculpt on the upper torso looks really good, actually. I think this looks great with all these lines sculpted around over here. I like the red paint. They're solid with the red paint. It looks like they're double coated, so you don't see any silver bleeding through or anything like that. There's not a lot of red paint on the figure, but where there's red paint, it looks good. Then we have the gray color right here that does have some sparkles in it, so I like that. It's not a completely flat gray plastic. These hands, though, these bother me a lot, because it seems like to me he has webbed hands right here. I feel like these should have been sculpted out. You know, that little plastic piece in between those fingers? That doesn't look right to me. When you look on the inside of the right hand, it's like this messy plastic is just left there, so that's not really cool. And the most disappointing part of this figure for me is this lower section right over here. It's just like the paint stops just right there for this one piece. You can see how this piece connects to this right here, so it goes from silver to the flatter gray. I don't like that at all. That really bums me out. So when I get my own Ultron, I'm going to have to probably paint it, which, you know, something I shouldn't have to do when, you know, there's a lot of money spent on the figures, so that's a bummer. The rest of the figure does look good. I really like the legs. They have silver paint right here up at the front, you know. You get the Ultron patas, not painted so much with the silver, but still. I like the sculpted detail on this figure. And then when you look at it from the side, it's so funny looking because it's like paint, no paint, paint, no paint. Which is also really weak because you can tell that they put the work into the sculpt on the back of the figure. They even sculpted his butt and his spine and everything over here. They did give him silver paint on the back, but that's the only part of the back of the figure that has silver paint. It's just that back section, just the top part of the back. Not even the back of his head has any. I think they gave this figure some decent articulation. You can move his head up. He has a disc hinge in there. I wish you could look up a little bit more than that, but still, it's not bad. You can move his head down pretty far. You can rotate the head side to side, and he does have some neck pivot, which I really like a lot, because I felt like the character was moving his head tilted to the side like that through most of the movie, especially when he's listening to the twins' story, right? Wasn't he a good listener or what? Anyway, his shoulders move outward. Whoop, just pop that off. And yeah, you can take everything apart if you want to do that. But the arms move outward. You can move them forward. Bicep swivel, double jointed elbows, wrist moves side to side, hinge up and down. Ab crunch moves once, and ab crunch moves once again backwards, but they didn't sculpt out the detail right there. A little bit of a bummer, but are you going to have him pose like this, really? Well, I guess flying, maybe? I don't know. Anyway, he has a waist swivel over here, and unfortunately, he doesn't have much for hip joints. That bothers me quite a bit. That makes it very difficult to get the figure to stand, especially trying to get him into anything resembling a dynamic pose. Anyway, he can kick forward that much, can kick back a little bit, thigh swivel, double jointed knees, ankles move down, up, and he does have ankle pivot, but it is hindered by this little piece right over here, so it's really not the best ankle pivot. Now, Ultron stands at about 8.5 inches tall. Here's our Build-A-Figure Ultron compared to our previous Marvel Legends Ultron. We have the Ultron that came out not too long ago, reusing the Titanium Man body mold. Then we have the Toy Biz Marvel Legends one over here. I clipped his ears off and then attached him to the side, desperate for a more comic-accurate Ultron. Then here's the Build-A-Figure Ultron compared to my favorite Ultron figure, the Marvel Select Ultron, and here we have Lego Ultron.
Ultron party! Yeah!
Now here's Ultron compared to our Marvel Legends Loki from the previous Avengers movie, and man, I cannot wait till Hasbro gives us a new Marvel Legends movie Loki. Then here's Ultron next to the Age of Ultron Captain America and Age of Ultron Mark 43 Iron Man, and I think these figures scale together nicely. And then here's Ultron compared to all the other figures from the wave, and I gotta say, I really like this wave a lot. We get 3 brand new molds with this wave. We get an Ant-Man, Grim Reaper, and we get the Ultron over there. Really cool Wasp figure. Finally get the Bulldozer, very happy about that. Not a bad wave at all. And then here's Ultron compared to the Marvel Legends Big Time Letdown Spider-Man. And don't get me wrong, this figure does have its problems, but I really like it. And the hip articulation is not as bad as it was on the Thanos figure. Still could have been done better, but not as bad as the Thanos hip joints. Anyway, I hope you guys liked my review. If you did, please hit the like button. Click any of these boxes over here for more Shart in your face. Thanks so much for checking out my Patreon account. Your help is much appreciated. Don't forget to follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and go to marvelousnews.com for the latest in Marvel-related news. I'll catch you guys later. Peace.
That's crispy.
But he does have a neck hinge in here, and damn it.